In Blaise, the Sauvage family just wants to be loved. Carole is trying to improve her poor reputation among her employees, while Jacques is trying to do the same with his friends. As for the son Blaise, politely he is about to embark on a revolutionary and completely impromptu crusade for a girl. Blaise is directed by Dimitri Planchon and Jean-Paul Guigues, and this is Dimitri's directorial debut, but Jean-Paul has previously co-directed the animated film The Darwiners, and Blaise just debuted at the 2026 Cannes Film Festival in the Acid Sidebar. Blaise is a very funny, humorous, cringe comedy from France. The best way to describe it is probably just imagine like 3 episodes of Seinfeld, but they're animated and they're French, so it has that kind of French spin on everyday life. And this is the type of humor that I really like in film that's just based on reality, just everyday characters living their lives and getting into like insane situations. That's the type of humor that I like the most, so this film really gelled with me. The animated style in this film takes a while to get used to, but it's kind of like they painted like faces on the top of like animated characters, so it's very strange way to, it just takes about 15-20 minutes to get used to the type of animation in this film. But once you get into the film, then you kind of get immersed into the film, and the animation just becomes normal. And basically the film is just 3 jokes repeated over and over again, and that might seem like not very funny, but it uses those 3 jokes to put these 3 characters, this Sauvage family, in different scenarios and crazy situations, and it works for the most part. The Sauvage family: Carole, Jacques, and Blaise. Carole, she had just started working at this new office, and she's had some unfortunate situations in her previous employment, so she really wants to start off with in a positive light with her new employees, and she's just so insistent on being friendly to everybody. She's just like, she doesn't want to. Every time she's in a scene with one of her co-workers, everything's going okay, but then she'll just have she'll say something wrong, and then the other co-worker will take it out of context, or will take a misunderstanding, and then it just leads to comical situations for her. And she has this situation with one of her co-workers that turned. I don't want to spoil all the jokes in this film, because one of the most joyful elements of this film is just the surprising jokes and the situations that the characters get into as the film goes on. So I won't spoil all the hilarious jokes in the film, but Carole, she has this like relationship with his co-worker, and it goes in all very like wild and complicated directions, and some very humorous situations for Carole. And Jacques, he is sort of like, he reminded me like George Costanza from Seinfeld, where he's just so concentrate. He so cares about what other people think of him, and he has this friend of his wife Carole. He's known her for about 20 years, and he just found out that she doesn't really like him. She thinks he's a bit of an idiot, and then he just can't get rid of that opinion or that his wife's friend has of him. And so he spends the whole film just like talking to other people. I'm a nice girl, I'm a nice person, I understand why she doesn't like me, and then he just has random conversations with different characters throughout the film, and that leads to humorous situations. And then there's Blaise. He's a bit of a loner at school. He's 16 years old, doesn't really have any friends at school, and his parents forced him to go to this party, and this party is actually with older people, and it's people who like hippie type French people who protest and stuff like that, and he meets this woman at the party, and she's about maybe mid-late 20s, and she doesn't know that because he's at this party, she doesn't realize that he's a teenager, and he never tells her, oh, I'm actually 16. So she takes a shine to him, and they end up in this like romantic relationship, and he never tells her, and because he keeps hiding his secret, like he really wants to tell her, oh, I'm actually 16, and he's never had a relationship before, and then the relationship keeps evolving as the film goes on, and gets into a lot of humorous situation. And I think that only the French could get away with having a woman in her late 20s have a romantic sexual relationship with a 16-year-old, and I think it could only work in a film like this. And every scene with these three characters starts from here, and just the cringe in each scene just rises as the scene goes on. Like each scene with these characters goes for like 5-10 minutes, and then it just starts here, and just the intensity, the tension, and then the cringe just rises as these characters get themselves into deep situations with the fact that they can't lie, and they don't want to hurt the feelings of the other character in the scene. So that just the cringe just rises as the scene goes on, and that's where the comedy and the situations come from in this film. Yeah, as I was watching this film, I was trying to think, if this film was not animated, if this film was actually like real life actors, I just don't think it will work. I think the humor in this film and the animation style works together so well that I think it could only work like that. I just don't think it would work if this film was not animated. So I don't want to give away a lot of the situations that these three central characters get in this film, but there are some nice side characters in this film. There's one character that these three people meet. This is like French actor. He works on TV, and he keeps it's the same joke over and over again, but he keeps getting into situations where I'm an actor, I'm just living a normal life, please, I don't want an autograph, blah, blah, blah. And it's quite funny because nobody cares about who he is, nobody recognizes him, but he keeps saying, no autographs, no photos, I'm just an actor living a normal life. So he's a quite humorous character in this film. And there's another character, a school counselor in this film, and this school counselor, random parents of her students kept coming to her office thinking that she's a real therapist, and she's like, "Where's your son? Where's your daughter? Why are you talking to me about your everyday life?" So there's random characters in this film that are quite humorous. I give Blaise 4 stars out of 5. I highly recommend checking out this unique, very funny cringe comedy animated film from France. You'll be laughing for like the whole film. There's such rich characters throughout this film, and these three central characters, Carole, Jacques, and Blaise, get into such cringe situations that you can't help but laugh throughout the whole film. So I definitely recommend checking out this film, Blaise. Thanks for watching. What do you think of Blaise? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.